Welcome to Health and Harmony Beyond the Teeth, where we dive into all subjects that will help you become healthier and happier. As a dentist, I believe dentistry is more than just teeth. So I created this show to focus on overall health. We will hear from leading experts about eating better, exercising better, breathing better, and sleeping better. We want to help you create harmony in your life so you can live your life to the fullest. We want you to thrive. Hello, welcome to Health and Harmony Beyond the Teeth. I'm Dr. Hal Stewart, your host. You know, over the past several podcasts, we've talked with guests about physical impairments that make it hard to breathe, make it hard to sleep, those impairments of which can be treated and create health and wellness and thrive. We haven't talked about sleep hygiene. What is sleep hygiene? Well, like anything else, we have oral hygiene, flossing, brushing. We have cleanliness hygiene. You know, take a shower or bath every day, wash behind your ears, scrub in the right places, wash your hair, shave. Men, pick the hair out of your nose, pick the hair out of your ears, clean underneath your fingernails. But we don't talk about sleep hygiene. And there definitely are things that you can do starting today. Very, very simple things that will help you get a better night's sleep. But, if you have physiological issues that are causing poor sleep, such as obstructive sleep apnea, upper airway resistance syndrome, not being able to breathe through your nose well, snoring, those are serious medical problems and they need to be addressed and they need to be treated. But there are things that everybody can do to level the playing field and get a better night's sleep. So let's talk about a few of those things. First of all, probably some things that you would just come to mind for most people out there. If you eat correctly and you exercise on a regular basis, all other things being equal, you are going to sleep better. That's imperative. Running exhausted all of the time and stressed out all the time with no exercise and a poor diet leads to poor sleep. That's one of the factors that leads to poor sleep. So just a walk around the block after you eat supper will help digest the food, helps get the blood flowing, helps get the blood circulating through your body so your food digests faster. A 15, 20-minute walk around the block at not a snail's pace, but it doesn't have to be at an Olympic pace either. Just a nice walk around the block or further than that after supper would work wonders for your sleep. Caffeine, let's talk about caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant and it's something that affects different people different ways, but in general, no caffeinated beverages after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at the latest on a regular basis. Now, you may go out to eat, you go to a big office party or something like that, and there are exceptions to all of these rules. But on a regular basis, on a cumulative basis, a lifestyle basis, try to keep your caffeine minimal throughout the day. That means 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning, if you want to have one in the afternoon, but sipping on caffeine all day, not good. Sports drinks have caffeine in them. Coca-Cola has caffeine. Pepsi, any of the soft drinks usually are loaded with caffeine. So you want to really reduce your caffeine intake. Obviously, you don't want to be eating a lot of sugar and sweet things in the evening either because you're more sedentary and you're not going to burn those carbohydrates off from the sugar. So keep your carbohydrates to very healthy carbohydrates after 6 o'clock. Get all your carbs from vegetables, not from a bunch of bread or sweet things, not from a lot of fruit. A little bit of fruit after dinner is fine. Let's talk about the bedroom, your sleep environment when you sleep. Total darkness, very little light is very important. You don't want a lot of bright light shining through your windows. You don't want to leave the television on. You want a dark room. 65 degrees is the magic temperature at which to sleep. because your body temperature rises and lowers during the night as you sleep, as you go through your sleep cycles. And if you sleep in too warm of an environment, you're going to come out of your sleep cycles at different times that you really should not come out of them. Even though you might not be waking up physically, your brain's waking up. So 65 degrees is the ideal temperature. A background noise has been showed to help sleep, help more restful sleep, and to keep the sleep cycles more even. And I'm not talking about a television. I'm talking about what we call white noise. There are several machines out there, many machines you can buy, from very elaborate to just the simple ones that just basically create a static, nice noise in the background, and that just masks out maybe cars driving by, or airplanes overhead, or a nightingale out chirping in your backyard that might wake you up. So white noise is very important. Also, keeping a regular regime. Try to go to bed on or around the same time every night, within 15 or 20 minutes every single night, because our bodies adapt and our bodies like schedules. Our bodies are very, very capable at starting a schedule and in creating positive flow in the way that we react to digesting our food, the way we react to sleep. If we do it on a regular basis at the same time and not be all sporadic, it's very good for our bodies. It's good for our brains to be on a schedule as well. So when we do sleep, we don't, other than certain medical conditions, we should not have to be taking supplements to sleep. If you're having to take supplements to sleep, then a lot of that's psychological, but a lot of that can be done naturally. So let's talk about melatonin. That's always in the news. Melatonin. Melatonin is a chemical that is released by a little gland in the middle of our brain called the pineal gland, Pineal. The pineal gland senses light, and in our ancestors that didn't have televisions, that didn't have iPods, that they didn't have, they weren't looking at phone screens, they basically had fire torch in their cave, and when it became sundown, the pineal gland sensed the sun's going down. I need to start producing melatonin, because melatonin is a natural sleep aid. And so if we're in this modern society we're in, we're watching television, we're on our iPads or our iPhones or in front of the computer until 10, 11 o'clock at night, our pineal gland doesn't discern between a computer screen or sunshine. So the pineal gland is fooled into thinking it's still daylight, so no melatonin. So what happens? You go to bed at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and that pineal gland doesn't start producing melatonin until 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. And just as the melatonin is peaking at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., that's the time we have to wake up. So if you wake up groggy and kind of brain fog, you don't want to get out of bed, but you're going to bed, you're getting your 7 hours of sleep in, but you're on a computer or watching a movie until 11 o'clock at night, that could be the reason why, that your melatonin cycles are all messed up. On top of that, a lot of people take melatonin because they think that it will help them sleep, and it will, but the problem is, if your body has trouble producing melatonin and you take it yourself, don't take it right before you go to bed. Take it a couple of hours before you go to bed so that it reaches its peak the time that it needs to, and that's in the middle of the night, and then it starts waning down and it's pretty much gone by the time you're ready to wake up. But the very best way is to not have to rely on a medication, even though melatonin is very safe, when your body produces enough melatonin for you to sleep anyway, unless, of course, you have a medical condition. Sometimes people with airway issues have a calcified pineal gland, and it won't produce the proper amount of melatonin, so they might medically need to take a supplement of melatonin. But if your pineal gland's functioning properly, which most people's are, some things that you can do are you could stop getting on your computer screen after 5 or 6 p.m. Before the sun goes down. You could not watch any television. You could not get on your computer. That would be wonderful. I think probably if you read a book instead of doing that, you'd probably really get to where you enjoy that. But if you have to be on a screen, on your television, or on an iPad or a phone, wear blue light filtering glasses. And you can get those on Amazon. And they're glasses that you can get them all different kinds of models and styles. There's some that you take these glasses off, you put those on. You can get them in prescription if you wish. But most of the ones you can just, if you wear glasses to read or to watch TV, you can just put them on right over your glasses. And what they do is they filter out the blue light. Yeah, the colors on the screen are a little bit different, but you still get the full effect of watching a movie or whatever you're doing on the computer. And your pineal gland then isn't inundated with blue light until the late hours of the night. If you do that every evening, that's a small sacrifice to pay for good sleep. And so blue light filter glasses are fantastic. Meditation. Let's talk about meditation. There are many apps on your smartphone that you can go and get free apps that help you meditate. And some of the meditation apps have different meditations that you can choose, anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes to an hour to 2 hours. Meditation on a daily basis has wonderful cumulative effect. It helps reduce stress. It helps kind of reset our mind, kind of like rebooting a computer. It's a great thing to do right before you go to sleep. Even if it's 1 or 2 minutes, you will sleep better if you meditate. And it's not some cult, voodoo, magical mystery thing. It's just basically freeing your mind of all the troubles of the day and focusing time just thinking about nothing. So, and it's not just thinking about nothing. There's actually breathing involved. So let's talk about breathing. A meditation where you sit quietly, listen to very quiet music, and just breathe. Breathe in 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Do that. Do that for 1 minute. Work your way up to 5 minutes. That breathing exercise will help calm you. It will help relieve stress. It will help get your body the right oxygen that it needs. Most people don't breathe well. Some try to breathe too heavy, and they're panting all day. Others don't breathe enough. This kind of resets your breathing aperture. So, in a nutshell, diet, exercise, when we eat, what we eat. Don't eat carbs after 6. No caffeine after 6. Oh, alcohol. Didn't talk about alcohol. If you drink alcohol in the evening, again, it's all relative to how much you drink. But if you're drinking 2 or 3 beers, if you're drinking a couple of scotches at 8 o'clock at night, about 2 or 3 hours later, your liver's in the process of metabolizing all that alcohol. And that's why people that drink before they go to bed, it might relax you and put you to sleep, but you wake up 2 or 3 hours later, sweating, not feeling well. That's your body metabolizing that liver. So if you are going to drink, keep your alcohol to a minimum. Try to drink earlier in the evening. Maybe you have your last drink at 7, on the weekends, maybe 8 o'clock at the latest. So your body's not having to metabolize that alcohol in the middle of the night and wake you up. So, what you eat, what you drink, when you eat it, when you drink it, white noise in the background, temperature 65 degrees. If you need some air moving, if that makes you feel better, have a little fan in your room, overhead fan, turn that on. Blue light filter glasses, the melatonin, if you are going to take the supplement, take it earlier in the evening, at least 2 hours before you go to bed, or around 2 hours before you go to bed. And then, of course, meditation, calming down, breathing correctly before you go to sleep. One of the worst things you can do is watch TV in your bed before you go to sleep. If you do that, wear the filter glasses, and when you turn that TV off, try to meditate for like 1 minute. But it's best to watch the TV in the TV room and sleep in the bedroom. So I hope that helps, something that you can do tonight to start changing the way you sleep, and the better you sleep, the better you'll feel. I'm Hal Stewart. This has been Health and Harmony Beyond the Teeth. And as we close out, we always close out with a song. So I thought it appropriate that we close out with a song back from my day in high school. It's called Dreamweaver.
I've just closed my eyes again, climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train, trying to take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe we can reach the morning light.
You guys have a good week. Have a good life. Happy life. Sleep well and be well. Bye-bye.